Okay, this is for sure something that's happened to you. It's when you're in a conversation and you ask the other person,
Hey, do you have any regrets?
it's sometimes a question you don't offer with much enthusiasm because it's borderline rhetorical. But then you notice the silence. You see her eyes off in the distance, as if she's pondering, as if she's working up something profound to say. And meanwhile, you're looking like a slouch.
Oh my God, you're right.
I know I'm right, so you pick yourself up straighter in your seat in anticipation for something original.
Nope, no regrets.
But alas, this is what you get 9 times out of 10 to this question. A nicely polished no regrets. Or if not this, then perhaps another honorable mention regret. Something that has a roundabout way of making you look good.
Actually, I do regret that I'm too giving.
The reason why many of us do this is because, quite frankly, regret has a stigma. It's like the ones around mistakes and failures.
And so, in the same way that our stigma toward failure keep us from encountering life challenges which lead to our potential, so too does our stigma toward regret keep us from a similar progress.
The Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard noted this trouble as well in not facing up to regret. And whether we like it or not, this is the conundrum we all have before us.
Marry, and you will regret it. Don't marry, you will also regret it. Marry or don't marry, you will regret it either way.
Laugh at the world's foolishness, you will regret it.
Weep over it, you will regret that too. Laugh at the world's foolishness or weep over it, you will regret both. Trust a woman, you will regret it. Trust her not, you will also regret it. Hang yourself, you will regret it. Do not hang yourself, and you will regret that too. Hang yourself or don't hang yourself, you will regret it either way. This, gentlemen, is the essence of all philosophy. From this, it sounds like Kierkegaard's got a pretty bleak outlook on life. But there's a deeper lesson here that's incredibly relevant to us.
It's partly to do with not taking life so seriously, not getting so hung up on a decision as all important. And another takeaway from Kierkegaard is more obvious. It's in his explicitness that every decision comes with regret. And so whether you laugh at the world's foolishness, weep over it, or whether you do something drastic like believing in love, whether you do any of these things, regret is inevitable. And the reason why is because it belongs in the same category as the realities of death, freedom, ego, anxiety, and responsibility. Meaning that regret itself is an existential given of life.
Now, it's important for me to clarify this. Having a regret isn't necessarily the same thing as saying, I wish I didn't have the reality that I have. Instead, it's coming to terms with mourning the death of a certain version of yourself who never got to live. For example, becoming a parent, or a husband, or a wife, or that career-oriented person. Or never being the one who invested in protecting their personal information on the internet.
But, lucky for you, the sponsor of this video, Aura, is here to help you not let that happen. So as you may have noticed, there have been a staggering number of data breaches lately, some of which are quite alarming. Dell, for instance, had a breach exposing nearly 4 million customer records. Ticketmaster, over 560 million.
But worst of all, a breach from national public data that may have compromised every single American's personal information. 2.9 billion records, including names, addresses, numbers, and social security numbers. And as if that wasn't bad enough, hackers have already leaked much of this information online for free. Now, if that doesn't make you think twice about your online security, I don't know what will. Fortunately, there is something you can do about it, and that is where today's sponsor, Aura, comes in. Aura constantly monitors billions of data points, including the dark web, and alerts you if your private information has been compromised. They also offer up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, just in case. But what really makes Aura stand out, in my opinion, is the extra protection they provide.
A built-in VPN for secure browsing, and even a tool that automatically removes your data from exploitative broker lists. This, for instance, just notified me the other day that it found 23 data brokers that exploit my personal information and automatically requested for me to be taken off their list.
So for myself, I'm not going to leave my personal information up for grabs in a potential data breach. And if you don't want to either, go check out today's sponsor, Aura, using the special code aura.com/turtleneck philosophy,
and that will give you a 14-day free trial to allow Aura to see if any of your personal information has been exposed.
And so, as Kierkegaard implied, with every choice, we face potential regret because we can never fully predict the outcomes or understand the paths we didn't take. This is one of the burdens of human freedom and ego.
So, what's the practical takeaway here?
Well, it's got nothing to do with avoidance. In fact, much in the same way that we actively should not avoid mistakes or failures, we should also not avoid regrets, but rather we should strive to understand and accept the fact that regret is a part of the human condition. But of course, way easier said than done, right?
And because of that, this is probably the existential challenge I'm most sympathetic to, because I deeply understand this pull to tell yourself and others, I have no regrets. And the reason why we do that, the reason why we say this, is because of our anxiety around the great what if.
You know, what if I had taken that job? What if I hadn't gone to that party? What if I had moved to Berlin? What if I had just talked to that pretty girl at the coffee shop? You see, the great what if becomes a haunting of narratives that spin off in your brain in all different directions. It's an effortless act created by your own mind, and unfortunately, seemingly without any regard toward your mental health.
The difficulty in all this is made worse given that the benefit of accepting our regrets isn't at all made clear after the first pass of acceptance. The philosopher Simone de Beauvoir grew to understand this and poignantly expressed her anguish from regret and the what-if experience. She wrote, "I want everything from life. I want to be a woman, to be a man, to have many friends and to have loneliness, to work much and write good books, to travel and enjoy myself, to be selfish and to be unselfish. You see, it is difficult to get all which I want." De Beauvoir's longing for everything life has to offer complements Kierkegaard's view on regret. Her desire to experience the full spectrum of life's possibilities sets the condition for the inevitability of missing out on certain experiences. For instance, if you want to live in the snowy mountains, that is going to preclude your enjoyment of waking up on a beach. And if you're anything like Simone de Beauvoir, you'll come to find that the more you want, the more you have to accept that you just can't have it all. Acceptance, then, is still the key. By accepting the inevitability of regret, we can hope to find a kind of freedom. Freedom in making choices. Freedom in knowing that they're imperfect trade-offs. Freedom in embracing the unforeseen realities that, for better or worse, come as a consequence. In the end, Kierkegaard isn't telling us to be pessimists. He's urging us to live authentically, to make our choices with the understanding that regret is just part of the deal. And in the end, when we zoom out and consider our lives from a broader perspective, regret becomes this small but valuable part of what it means to belong to this beautiful complexity of life. A life that, as Kierkegaard says, isn't a problem to solve, but a reality to be experienced.